Welcome everyone to the What's Left podcast. John here with Jake and Brad, the punk rock garage band podcast, adding our voice to resistance as loudly as we can, not backing down to pressure from the Trump regime. Uh, Although I would like to say that this episode, we would like to thank our Supreme Leader, who is definitely not fat and melting into his socks. He also has never, ever touched any little children in inappropriate ways, and certainly doesn't like little girls as anything other than good friends. They just really like to talk about painting their toenails and certainly wouldn't do anything inappropriate with children. Um, Good to see you
Please like
guys
and share our podcast because this could be the last one we ever make.
for sure. And if it is, we're going down swinging because the Trump administration decided today that they were going after uh, their first group of leftists, and they started with anti-fascists, which, if your first enemy is anti-fascism, then I guess that makes you a fucking fascist. And that's not me saying it. That's you. This is me saying it. You're a fucking fascist, you fat piece of shit, child fucking motherfucker. Like and subscribe. I mean, not this, not that we'll have another episode, but at least you'll be able to watch the old ones. All right, guys, let's talk about how fucked it is that the chair of the FCC put pressure on so-called local TV stations, which are really just two giant conglomerates trying to absorb the third conglomerate into giant so-called local news, but can't do it without Trump's approval. And the only thing that Trump wanted for his birthday this year was to have late night host fired. And so that's what he got. Uh, does that summarize it pretty well for you guys?
I think so.
Yeah. Give me your initial thoughts on this, like especially people keep wanting to call it cancel culture. I think that's a little bit soft for what's going on here, personally. Who wants to start? Go, Brad.
I don't. It's ridiculous to me that he's targeting like late night talk show hosts because like I don't watch late night talk shows. Do you guys watch late night talk shows?
No, people
No. He just,
people Trump's age watch talk show hosts, like just septuagenarians.
yeah, no, none of us are watching that shit. But that's like the voices he's trying to muffle, and these are like huge corporations. Like ABC is huge. You know, they own everything. Like you said, there's like two media companies in the whole country. Like one parent company over all the little ones.
Yeah,
So he has the ability to go straight to the top and say, I don't like what he's saying about me, get rid of him. And that's supposed to be the one thing the First Amendment protects. Like the First Amendment does not protect you from getting fired from your job for speaking ill about Charlie Kirk. It doesn't. It just doesn't.
no. If your job wants to do
You're,
that, that's their
yep,
prerogative.
they're
Yep.
they're a private, yep, they're allowed to do that. However, you aren't supposed to be able to get in trouble for using your free speech to speak poorly about the government.
Correct. And further, the government is not supposed to be able to do anything about it at all. They're not supposed to call your employer. They're not supposed to encourage people to call your employer. They're not supposed to say jack diddly shit about your fucking speech. Um, and before MAGA has a fucking brain aneurysm screaming about COVID, uh, a tech company being asked to not share Russian propaganda is different. They never were told that they couldn't. They were just told that that's what it was and that they shouldn't. And so maybe you could take a fucking deep fucking breath, step back, and stop being wrong, but probably not. Jake, uh, free speech, uh, Trump's going after it, classic authoritarian shit. Uh, is cancel culture a strong enough word for you?
No, because cancel culture, if you actually know it, this is what you boomers, millennials trying to use our lingo. Cancel culture is when you start making slurs on another race or gender and you do things that belittle someone else, not talking about things that are currently happening in the world. You can't be canceled for reporting something that you've seen or read. Just
Yeah.
not how it works. It's not cancel culture. They're trying to hide it behind like everything else they try to do. Is hide it behind something else, make it seem weird. It's just not. It's not it. It ain't it.
No. It's funny because you think they would have learned their lesson when they used the words hate speech
Hmm.
to describe and their base flipped out for good reason. And not even just their base, but like classic conservatives, classic pretty much everyone said, whoa, 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 whoa. But especially MAGA, they hate the sound of hate speech because they're like, wait, that's us. Like they
Mhm.
recognize that. Like, hold up now. Hate speech, that's what we do. Like you can't stifle hate speech. And they know that it's hate speech. And they're right. Like hate speech is protected speech. Um, unfortunately, well, no, not unfortunately. It's fine. You can be dumb as fuck. What the part?
That's why my generation created cancel culture because no one else cared. So we took it upon ourselves to completely block these people out.
Yes, and like that's what it is. Like they didn't like being shamed about the way that they felt. They wanted to be able to wave their Confederate flag and pretend like it wasn't about racism. And like you can still wave your Confederate flag, but people can shame you too. Like that is also protected speech. They just didn't like the feedback. They've said as much.
Yeah, you know how we started using Voldemort last episode to talk about the other person?
Hmm.
When we talk about the Confederate flags, we need to start referring to it simply as participation trophies.
Yes. Well, they wanted to hang their participation trophy, their
Yeah.
their fucking loser rag out in their front yard.
My heritage. Oh yeah, losing is your honored tradition, brother.
Honor tradition. Yeah.
Goofball. Do you happen to have the clip of Jimmy Kimmel what he said that like
Sure do.
would you mind playing it?
I do not. I figured it might be relevant just because it is so fucking innocuous. It's this nothing, man. It's like of all the jokes, like you're coming after him for this. And I have a theory as I look for it. I have a theory that it's not about the Charlie Kirk thing at all. It's about the fact that he points out Donald Trump's flaws. That's what I think it's about. Because a dictator can't be made to look ridiculous. Okay, are we ready?
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
So those are the words. Those are the words supposedly. Now he goes on to make the joke. Well, not even make the joke, just play the clip of Donald Trump being asked about how he's feeling, how he's holding up after his friend Charlie Kirk was murdered. And Donald Trump begins to talk about construction and of the ballroom. And Kimmel says he's entered into the fourth stage of grief. First, there's demolition, then there's construction, and he's working his way through it. And so that I think is the real sticking point for Trump. But those words that we played are the words that they claim are the reason for the uh, cancellation, firing, suppression.
That got Jimmy Kimmel taken off the air. There was a host on Fox News last week that said we should euthanize the homeless.
Oh, Brian Kilmeade, we will name that name.
Okay, Brian Kilmeade said that we should euthanize the homeless
Yes.
last week. Kill people. That's what he said on fucking national television.
And what happened to him, Brad? Did he have to quit his job, leave in disgrace?
No, I think he got sent directly to Rupert Murdoch's office to have a fucking scotch with him.
He did. And then Roop said, I'm going to have you go on air and say something about this. And he said, I'm sorry y'all have feelings for homeless people. And, you know, that was pretty much it. Like it was the
I'm
worst.
sorry you care about people.
Yeah, it was the worst fucking apology ever in the history of apologies. And it's crazy. Like this Fox and Friends morning host, like they just went along with it too. They're like, yeah, maybe, maybe we just have to kill some more homeless people. Like, okay, cool, 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 cool,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, the people watching Fox News were like, "Yep, kill the homeless. Perfect. Right on cue."
I was going to bring clips of JD Vance, but I cannot. He is such a fucking loser, dude. I can't do it. He's trying so hard to incite a riot right now, and nobody wants to come to his party, dude.
Also, is the vice president taking over the number one conservative radio show, not state-run media?
It doesn't get any more state run than the literal vice president sitting in for Charlie Kirk.
That's
Sitting in,
crazy. Charlie Kirk's not even he. His
he,
message was he's obviously a fucking Republican, but Charlie Kirk and JD Vance don't have the same message
Jake,
at all.
they wonder why these conspiracy theories exist, but then like they also immediately hijack the radio waves and try to be the number one. How could you not? I mean, also with FBI Director Cash Patel instilling confidence in everyone. Like, I don't know. There's pushback from some people. Like these text messages may be real. Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. It doesn't really fucking matter. But like, it speaks to a bigger problem. I think. Don't you think?
I heard he left a note now. There wasn't even text. He left the roommate a note.
Yeah, it was under the keyboard. It's at the
Yeah,
beginning.
make it make sense because it's not.
It isn't. But you know that I think the key thing to remember here is that in this instance, for now, he's alive. He's alive. So we're gonna get some testimony. He's refusing to cooperate, they say. So this is going to be very interesting. This needs to get to open court before he befalls a misfortune though, because I swear to God, if this kid uh disappears, he's already on suicide watch. If this kid disappears, Roy, there is issues because Jeffrey Epstein was certainly not murdered by our current and not at all fat president, who is superior at golf, number one. Um,
And he got the Windsor Castle.
at the Windsor Castle.
At
Oh,
the Windsor.
at the Windsor, which I'm
Shout
sure.
out, shout out all of the country for
Yeah,
what they've done.
his approval rating there. Do you guys know this number?
No, it's got to be abysmal though.
Oh, this is fun. This is fun. All right. Give me guesses.
16%.
I'm gonna say 22.
Jake read the papers today.
Oh,
I did not. Is it actually
No,
16%?
16%.
I saw someone, they interviewed someone on the street and she was like, I didn't know people actually liked him.
That's bananas. I gotta find this. I have the it's so funny to watch like it get reported on in real time. Here it is. Let's watch this CNN report of Trump's visit. They treat it like it reminds me of the South Park with the where they're doing the royal wedding with in Canada. But here.
President Trump arriving in the United Kingdom on Air Force One, and he had a brief welcome on the tarmac before heading on to Marine One and going to the US ambassador's residence in London, where he'll stay overnight. So a huge image of President Trump with Jeffrey Epstein appeared via projector on Windsor Castle earlier. The projector was up there, coming out of a hotel room opposite. We saw another big image of President Trump being unfurled earlier in Windsor from a group called Everyone Hates Elon. President Trump not popular according to the polls here in the United Kingdom, but the British government wants to reaffirm the relationship, the strategic relationship between the UK and the US. So they want him to be protected from any sorts of embarrassment. He won't be seeing any of this if everything goes as planned.
those people had to know in advance, call up the hotel, be like, I actually need room 306. I don't want any room but 306.
They had to buy
Thank
a
you.
nice ass projector because that is not one you buy off of like a.
No, that's not a Timu projector.
No, it is not.
That group, Everybody Hates Elon, they project on what's that called? Westminster Abbey. Like they do this all over the place. Oh, Brad for the fucking for Big Lebowski dropped the J in his lap.
Yep.
Got a little too into the credence.
Amateur hour.
Thought I'd let that one slide.
Uh,
Mm-mm.
what is his approval rating over there? Is it 16%?
16%. Clearly. Yeah, everybody's doing it better than we are. Man, Massey named some names though, man. He said a Hollywood executive worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He was like saying names, not saying names. So there's like 20 people, 20 accusers. This stuff is really actually gonna like we're actually gonna get some movement on this. This is gonna happen. There are also a couple of senators on record who are a Republican, right? Who, and this is they're never going to do this. I don't believe them for a minute. But Tom Tillis specifically said no, he was a no vote the first time around on the Schumer thing. But he said if it was brought in the proper rules and order, he would certainly vote on it, which we'll see once the discharge petition goes through on September 23rd. So,
Yeah.
God, God willing, God willing. Uh, Speaking of disappointing votes, though, the U.S. Stood alone in the UN uh, today to vote down a ceasefire in Gaza. Can't even get a fucking ceasefire from these people. Uh, the approval rating for the conflict, genocide, horrors in Gaza is around the same as Trump's approval rating in fucking England. But we can't get the U.S. to stop blocking. They stood alone by themselves. This is the sixth time they've done it.
We have Orthodox Jews marching in the streets of New York protesting Israel right now,
Mm-hmm.
and we're still not seeing, like, they're not understanding, or they're very much understanding and they just don't give a shit.
Uh, I'd probably go with the second part. Jake, what do you think?
Definitely the latter.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's definitely the latter. They are destroying culture. So add that to the list of uh genocide type things. That's if you're watching on YouTube, that was a video of them destroying a 13th century mosque. They also destroyed Christian churches and are leveling any building that stands higher than the rubble is currently. So just bomb after bomb after bomb. Children continuing to be caught up in the crossfire. Bernie Sanders made it official and called it a genocide. So I guess he's the president now. Like he's the I guess he's just like the dark mirror president. Like he's the other side president right now because he's continues to go on and make these declarations. He's the only one like consistently speaking to every issue, and he's 83 years old, folks. Somebody needs to step the fuck up.
He's so tired.
He's so tired. He just looks tired every time. It's like,
Yep.
oh,
If he sits
I
down,
gotta come out here and do this again.
yep. But he's still got the enthusiasm for it to a certain extent. But it's like an enthusiasm mixed with like a bit of just bitterness, just old man bitterness. But you know what? The country is bitter, and I think that's why he resonates. I think that might be part of it, to be honest with you. Um, let's talk about the state of Mississippi, shall we? The entire state of Mississippi. So first of all, Trey Reed, a young black man, was found hanging in a tree. Now, the likelihood of a black man hanging himself in a tree on purpose, I is just next to zero for me. I cannot believe that for a second. That's what Mississippi police would have you believe. Um, they're also denying reports that he was beaten, bruised, and broken bones, which is something that the family has said. They have retained attorney Ben Crump. This story is gaining no traction outside of, us violent, radical leftist lunatics out here mourning the death and racism and violence of a lynching in Mississippi. Guys, thoughts on that?
It, I don't understand how there's like so much hate that isn't some podcaster. Like, people in their selective empathy is out of control. Their selective sympathy is like so ridiculous at this point. Like, very clearly that story like is bullshit,
Yeah,
and they're just gonna bury it like they do every other story
yeah,
because they're just using it to control. Our emotions.
Yeah. And a second man, 36-year-old man, a homeless man, was also found lynched later on in the same day or the same week in Mississippi as well. And then, of course, uh, what back to back mass shootings of homeless encampments in Minnesota followed that. And this all coming on the heels of Brian Kilmeade of Fox News saying that the homeless people should be eliminated. And the cognitive dissonance of the right is staggering, just staggering.
They
Uh,
never see the irony ever.
incapable, incapable of it. Uh, Jake, do you think, I mean, obviously the uptick in violence against minorities is sort of a staple of a Trump presidency, is it not?
Yeah, if you want me to just segue right in my turd there.
I I think that's probably a pretty good place to go. Go ahead.
So, as you've seen, the Trump administration likes to target and blame minorities for every misgivings that come into light or which they choose to allow to come into the light. And lately, the trans issues have been put on blast by everyone, by Nancy Mace, by
Mm.
this man named Ronnie Johnson or Jackson,
Jackson,
Texas congressman or something like that, who
also
said,
also personal doctor to Donald J. Trump in his first
personal
term.
doctor. I saw that lab coat fucking picture of him. Um, which also, like, you look at Donald Trump, you look at him, he doesn't see anything wrong. How good is his medical degree? We don't know.
Right.
But he said that every trans person should be institutionalized because it's a mental illness, and they should not be allowed in the streets because they have aggressive behaviors.
And
Aggressive behaviors. Even though when put on testosterone or estrogen, there has been actual studies, which none of the right ever does is an actual study and have valid evidence. The real evidence is it actually lowers a lot. And it also could be because they finally feel at peace, because this is what they choose to do. Their gender affirming care is making them a happier person. Just like all the right wing women's gender affirming care to have bigger lips, a face that doesn't fall anymore, and a fatter ass. It's the same shit.
well,
It makes them feel better.
don't forget the tits.
Don't forget the tits, because we all love a little plastic titty. It's ridiculous
That's nice.
how anything that happens in the news, even on like TikTok, the first thing you'll just have creators start blaming the trans community.
Our vice president
Our vice president,
made up a whole story.
he went on a spiel. So did multiple others, Donald Trump Jr. or whatever.
Oh yeah, I always forget about him. He's such a fucking
Mhm. He went on
scumbag.
a whole tangent too on it. And then Nancy
Mhm.
Mace still using slurs with the whole community. Beyond me. It's just ridiculous. Leave these
Bro,
people alone.
Donald Trump Jr. made a poll on Twitter and it said, "What is the greatest threat to America right now? Antifa, trans, or something else?" The unanimous answer in the comments was Israel.
Yeah.
Killed him right there on the spot.
Yep. I'm sorry.
Truer words, true words. There is no threat to people from the trans community, and I feel like this is an argument. And I know you guys had disagreed with me, but I felt like it was an argument that was losing steam. Um, and I feel like it's gaining traction here, but the overwhelming ridiculousness, I think, is enough for a lot of sane people to realize, like, okay, that's nuts. Because even Fox News, like when they're like, oh, it's it's all about migrant crime. They can find a crime committed by a brown skinned person, even though the one that they used specifically to start this fucking riot was an American citizen. Uh, and make, but they cannot find, like, they're not finding, like, the best they got is like a table tennis tournament or a fencing championship, or Riley Gaines talking about how she was fucking squeezed out of eighth place or wherever her fucking Confederate flag was being flown at that day. Like just fucking Losersville. Um, but yeah, they don't have, there's no evidence of any of that. There is evidence of young white men killing people. And
That's
for
that's too far. You're taking it too
And that
far.
was our final episode. We appreciate your
yeah,
time, man.
all the rest of it was fine. All the rest of it was fine.
No.
Now you've said and gone too far.
I also think it speaks volumes that the Pope is saying that the LGBTQ plus community are good people and deserving of all the same treatment as anybody else. Just don't get married. And you know what? That's just fine with me because it's the Catholic Church and he does have to follow his rule book, the Bible or whatever. But him
Yes.
noticing that these people are not the ones causing issues.
Yeah,
I thought
no,
we were Christians, and who's our leader for the Christians? I'm pretty sure the Pope, right?
no, not necessarily. If you're an evangelical Christian, Catholics are actually the devil.
Christians
The
is
devil.
an umbrella term.
Catholics drink on the front porch.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Jay. Actually, Catholics are pretty much you may as well be Satan. You may as well worship Satan in the eyes of most Protestants. So yeah, the and you know it's not without not without cause either. The Catholic Church has a long track record of just fucking up all over the place. So
Not great.
yeah, like their moral authority has been dead since about like their third week in power.
But to Catholics, he's the man.
Yeah, the Catholics he's the dude.
There's yeah, at the church that my family is a part of, they're Catholic. I went for the family reunion or whatever, and there is like one of those yard flags of the Pope at their front doors.
Hell yeah. Which one?
The newest one.
Oh,
Is it just a White Sox flag or no?
It's so funny. Pope
Yeah,
Leo.
Pope Leo. Pope
Pope
Leo from
Leo.
Chicago.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, no,
But
it is.
yeah, so to
It
Catholics,
does,
he's the man though, Jake.
but it does speak volumes though that even the fucking Pope doesn't feel the need to morally fucking trample on trans people.
However,
That being said,
obviously you marry someone because you love them,
mhm.
but there are substantial benefits financially
mhm.
to being married.
Yeah, yep.
Substantial benefits to being married, like purchasing homes, taxes, health insurance, like all these things. There are benefits to being married that you don't get as a single person or two single people.
No,
But I
no.
mean, two male incomes would be nice.
All right. All right.
but, but I'm just saying, like, uh, there are financial benefits, there are benefits to marriage,
hmm
and there's no reason that they shouldn't get the same benefits that I get for being married to a woman. Like that's crazy to me.
It is crazy. It's also crazy though that like that's the thing. Like they were trying to encourage people to that's that family of Catholic values or Christian values, whatever the fuck you want to call it, or family values. So they want people to get married, but only people like them.
My dad was telling me a story. I went to my great aunt's funeral it was a Catholic funeral, and I had just recently had knee surgery, and there's a lot of up, down, sit, stand, kneel, lie down, roll over, all that stuff,
It's a whole
whatever.
circus.
Yeah, and I guess I looked at my dad and I said, "Dad, this is the closest thing to a cult I've ever been a part of."
And then you went to your first meeting. I'm kidding.
Yeah, right. And then I went to a 12-step meeting and was like, my people.
For the record, I still go to 12-step meetings. Not
Yeah.
not a cult, but cult-like. I can see the confusion.
Well, if not cult, why cult shaped? But that's for another episode. I'm just kidding. Hey, whatever. I'm happy for you. I love this version of John. So
Yeah, me too. Anyways,
12
uh,
steps like the 12 commandments.
yeah, like 12, we got 12 of them because we're extra shitty.
they just had to be unique.
I had to be unique. Also, we leave out most of the other ones. Nothing in there about like, sleeping around or anything like that.
Yeah, that's completely. Yeah, that's actually the 13th step, and that's once you reach the pinnacle of sobriety. You're allowed to encounter. You reach.
Yeah, it's somewhere in between the third and fourth week. It's your new job at McDonald's, and you've bought your first pair of of new Jordans. You've reached the pinnacle of sobriety, and then you may go forth and start reseeding your defective addict gene into the world.
Uh,
Nah.
but
Anyway, that got
we're
off
not
the
allowed to talk about any of that. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so back to it though. Yeah, so the vice president is trying to incite violence over trans people. Um, and I just don't know that it's hitting the same. It hits
It,
hard. It hits hard for those who are addicted to it though.
it's because that's how we talked about. I've said it 1,000 times. It's how they won the last election.
Hmm.
They terrified everyone of brown people and trans people, and they're like, they're all either going to murder your kids or turn them trans.
Right.
Or both.
Yeah.
They might trans murder them.
Yeah. If you go to a drag show in the inner city, there's an 87% chance your kid's not coming home.
Here's oh, go ahead, Jake.
I was just gonna say one of my favorite things ever is like a video of this um Republican saying, "Why don't drag queens ever read to old people or something else?" And this person cuts away and says, "Maybe because they already know how to fucking read, you idiot."
Okay, there's two things I want to point out about this stress thing. So, first of all, Donald Trump said after he won his election that they should stop talking about it and save it for when they needed it in the election. And suddenly he can't stop talking about it. And that should tell you something about his mindset, about where he thinks he is. Even he knows he's a little bit underwater. So he's pulling this out because he feels scared. Any thoughts on that?
Are we going to get an election?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get an election
I
for sure.
appreciate the wide eyed optimism,
No, for
but they're
sure
censoring our news at this point.
they are. But here's the thing about that election, and this is important because this is a message for people specifically who look like and have my privilege. It is extra important that we go to the ballot box. Extra important because if anybody who does not look like us is likely to face intimidation, harassment, and so it is extra incumbent upon people that look like us to show up and show out. So my people, if you're listening, get out there. But yeah, no, there's going to be an election because states still run elections. Um, how that, how free and fair it's going to be, we have to do our best to flood it to try to make sure that we get as close as we can to an uncheatable one. But even at that, like we don't know for sure how it's going to go, but we have to try. And there will be some form of election because they prefer dictators like Putin still have elections. They prefer that people believe that they are popular. So they still like that popularity contest. They want that reaffirmation of their popularity. I read that somewhere. All right. So the other thing is that JD Vance made up this thing. And I just want to remind everybody that they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, was JD Vance's idea. And when he was pressed about it after the debate, he said that he made it up, but he would make up stories all the time if it got people to pay attention to the issues that are affecting the American people. And so I want everybody to keep that in mind every time he opens his fucking mouth because he's probably making it up. And in this case, he's definitely making it up. You know, and the thing is that if Trump or Vance knew any of the things they're claiming to know before before this any of this evidence was released by the FBI, then they're in on it, right? Because how else would you know before any evidence
Right.
was before any evidence was released? And I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying that what I am saying is that anything that they said about the shooter before we knew who the shooter was or allegedly uh, is bullshit. We still don't know because he has not been convicted in a court of law. We have not seen his trial. We have not heard his testimony. We don't know jack shit. And that's what we should all keep in mind until the trial. Speculate all we want. It's fun. I'm not fucking trying to yuck anybody's yum, but we don't know jack shit.
We don't know anything. And we
Okay.
won't for a long time, but they'll like protect it like they did the JFK files and
Yeah, the JFK files. Those are the ones they're fucking hiding. All right, Brad. Let's hear what you got.
um the Fed did a rate cut, which the stock market responded positively to the rate cut. Um, because they had to make sure that all those shorts had to pay out. And my little knowledge of the stock market says that it's going to be bad for the stock market after that. Because I think that the recession is very clear now. The Fed making the rate cut says that the recession is here. You don't get rate cuts when the economy is on an upward trend. You only get them on downward trends. And this is going to cause inflation to increase.
Yeah.
Um, with interest rates going lower, housing prices will tick up until it gets to a point that they can't be afforded, and then they'll come back down. And then the low interest rates and housing will meet in the middle. So if you couldn't buy a house before, you definitely can't now. Um, it honestly, if you don't have one yet, it's too late, essentially. At least for right now, it's too late.
Oh yeah, until the next crash, of course.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Until the next crash. But it's going to spike housing prices until it can't.
Hmm.
And then they'll tumble down. But 90% of the stock market is controlled by 10% of the population. So they can make the market do whatever they want as a group.
Hmm.
And your retirement is just along for the ride.
Hmm.
And there's nothing that we can do about it. And now these people with lowered interest rates are going to be able to borrow money on those stocks to do whatever they want to do in this economy to just keep making money.
Including buy up all those foreclosed homes.
Exactly. Because they don't give a shit about interest rates. Well, they
Hmm.
don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. It's all fake money up there.
Hmm.
There's no paper money.
Up there in the cloud, no, not one of them.
Yeah, right. Like there's no paper money.
No, and none of them carrying a wallet.
The national average, or I won't even use the national average. The average gas price in the state of Ohio, which is my very red state that I live in, is higher than it was a year ago.
Woo, drill, baby, drill.
Drill baby drill. I don't understand like how are we so oblivious to like they will tell you that what you are seeing is a lie and you'll believe them.
Mm. They say though, when it comes to the economy, like I don't know, you can only do that for so long. Shit is fucking expensive. Electrical bills are going through the roof, and that's a data center thing. People are
Oh
going.
yeah.
I am so glad though, because in a way, like I feel like the skyrocketing electric bills will be the death of AI. People will do a lot of things, but they won't give you an extra 5 cents a fucking month for school lunches. So I think you'll be goddamned if you're gonna triple their electrical bill for AI pictures of Donald Trump I don't know, winning another golf tournament, which of course he could do on his own because he is an incredible golfer, perhaps the
Yeah.
best in the world.
You make AI pictures of Donald Trump helping someone
Yeah.
because you can't just see that every day.
Pictures of Donald Trump tying his own shoe. Pictures of Donald Trump eating a vegetable. All right. Yeah, no, the economy is fucked, and I've been saying it for a hot second. And I don't love being right, but this is essentially stagflation. Like this is worse than recession at this point. This is bad because you've got all of every bad indicator that you could imagine is colliding at the same time. It's almost impossible to do. But it's been done. The amount of fuckery that has happened in just a short 9 months. It's been 9 months, not even a full year, fellas. But we have carried this fucking shitty baby to term, and it is about to give birth to perhaps a depression. It's bad. We're talking bubbles, AI bubbles. I was talking to a business owner today who was telling me that somebody was trying to call them and sell them AI to essentially do what purchasing a Google ad does. Like, but it'll get your Google ad out there, it'll get your business out on Google more. It's like, well, that's what a Google ad does. Like, no, this is different because it's AI. If you don't buy this, they said the salesman said that if you don't buy this, you'll be crushed,
Hmm.
which is not like how you sell a product you believe in.
Right.
It's how you it's a very desperate technique, and it does not make you sound like it doesn't make you sound legit at all. It's out there trying to
No,
make
but even the creator of AI, of OpenAI, is like, man, I don't know if I love this.
yeah. The best parts of it are that have happened are like the dystopian stories about people falling in love with them. You guys see any of this stuff? Like people actually fall in love with chatbots. The one dude had a full-on affair with his wife with the chatbot. Uh, they reset some of the chatbots and people lost their romantic interest and like were suicidal over it. Like, yeah, nothing positive. And it's all because they're programmed to just fucking, you know, pepper your balls all day. Like just, oh yeah, daddy, you're so good at everything, you know, which explains why Trump is so for it. Um, but yeah, dude, the economy is a fucking wreck. Wages aren't going up. Prices are. Interest rate cut is small because like superheating this economy would only accelerate a crash. It's all speculative investing, and I don't know that like opening up any more money to speculative investing is the right answer at this time. Jerome Powell has been good so far, but uh,
No, the market's going to fall and people are going to panic sell and they're going to lose money because they can't afford to let it rebound because they don't have the time because it's their fucking retirement. And then these bloodsuckers are going to pull all their money, causing the market to fall,
hmm
and then wait for you to lose your ass. So then when it gets to the bottom, and they can just bury a bunch of money into it and wait 10 years to make another 100 billion fucking dollars
Yep. They've
because they don't have the
eliminated
time.
they've eliminated every agency that regulates those things. Trump even wants to get rid of the idea that companies have to report every quarter.
Yeah, and if they can't do it that way, they'll do it in crypto.
100%. Dude, we are so incredibly fucked. Uh, we have, I mean, so fucked.
Oh man, if we don't stop them from manipulating the game, then we are gonna lose the game.
Eric Swalwell today promised the FCC chair that he had better get a lawyer and retain his documents because if the Democratic Party gets a majority, then there will be hearings, there will be trials. So that was good to hear. I would love to hear that from leadership, but also I would love to hear from leadership that they have decided to pack it up and go home and do something they're qualified for, like I don't know, shill for Israel full time. All right, you guys ready for mine?
Let's hear it.
Yeah.
So quietly this week, the Congress tried to pass legislation to allow 14-year-old children to be tried as adults in Washington, D.C. Now, first of all, crime is a societal issue first. The fact that we incarcerate, and do nothing to fix the society and the neighborhoods and the fucking way that the poorest of our poor, which is most of us actually, grow up in, is preposterous. To punish children for that is evil. It's straight fucking evil. 14 motherfucking years old. Are you kidding me? It is racist, first of all. Uh, it is fucking it's also just like costly, like to do. It costs money to incarcerate these kids. It costs nothing to send them to school. If you start incarcerating kids early, you are basically guaranteeing them a lifetime of incarceration. That's just the cycle that it creates. You are putting stress on families who do not have the money to support them because when you go to prison, you can either support the person in prison financially or that person can continue to commit a life of crime inside of prison because there's not enough sustenance or hygiene or comfort uh, available to an average person incarcerated in any state uh, to be comfortable. You have to do extra work. And the only work available in prison among criminals, it may surprise you to find out, is crime. And so you are basically sentencing these kids to life in prison, a life of prison, a life of crime. And you are sentencing society to paying for that incarceration and paying for those crimes and paying to have the same things happen over and over and over and over and over again. So bills like this are fucking harmful. They are fucking targeted. And it's just it's absolutely draconian. And the worst part about it is it's like we were just talking about. They've removed all guardrails from white collar crime, which cost us so much more. All of these people are out here committing crimes left and fucking right in our face. And then they wonder why people don't think twice about taking something from fucking Walmart when Walmart doesn't pay goddamn taxes. Why do I, as somebody who's struggling to work at Taco Bell, say, uh, and I can't afford to feed my kids, feel like I need to ring up everything when I come to Walmart and they make me do my own goddamn checkout? What makes you think that I don't want to, what I have, maybe I just want to skip scanning a couple of pizzas because, I had to get proper training, right? What the fuck does it matter? Because you know what? My taxes from Taco Bell are subsidizing Walmart not paying their employees enough to fucking have food and medicine for their children. So, at the grand scheme of things, who's the real fucking criminals here? It's these goddamn billionaires. And now we're not just punishing the parents, we're going to punish the kids. First, you won't fucking feed them, then you won't educate them. Now you got to fucking incarcerate them too. These people hate children, hate children. They want them treated like adults. They fucking pass labor laws allowing them to be treated as adults. They fucking lower the age of consent. And really, what I think it's all about is the only thing the GOP wants to do is fuck kids. Period. That's their whole goddamn thing. That's their whole thing. Prove me wrong.
There's no way we're making it past this episode. I mean, you're right. They don't give a shit about the children, bro.
They
They
do
don't.
not.
It's no, they can pretend all they want, but we see it very clearly. They do not care about kids. I wonder if, like, they're invested in private prisons.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah,
wonder,
actually.
I wonder if prison imprisonment is just slave labor for
Mm,
states.
mm. Ain't it though? Ain't it though?
Like you said, career criminals at 14 years old, your frontal lobe's not developed. You have no, this is what you know. This is the only life you know at 14 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, it's damaging, it's traumatic. It's all those things, and it's just it's a crime. It is a crime to incarcerate children. Um, you think that you're gonna go and talk to Jesus, and he's gonna be like, "Come on in, you who incarcerated my children." Like you're fucking nuts. You've lost your fucking mind. You think you're gonna be let into heaven, fucking running interference for billionaires and the Epstein files? Come on, guy. Come on. You think you're gonna get let into heaven being a billionaire while children starve, while gossip is leveled? Like you think that like you can just, bemoan the fact like if you got billions of dollars free private jets. You should be fucking landing them in Gaza every day with food. Stop me. Stop
Yep.
me.
At Taylor Swift.
I mean, I wasn't gonna name names, but she does have a propensity. We know she has a few.
I'm
Maybe if
just saying
maybe if Travis is there.
Maybe, maybe.
the Kansas City Chiefs haven't won a single game since they've been engaged.
That's true.
I mean, they've only played 2 games, but they haven't won a single one of
I was gonna say
them.
it's very, very, very early.
Just saying that is a statement of fact.
That is a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact. Uh, Further proof that Republicans hate children. The state of Mississippi, who we mentioned earlier, has had to declare an emergency. Uh, a child, oh, how was it worded? An infant mortality emergency. Because thanks to cuts to the CDC, the program that was preventing those deaths is gone, and infant mortality rates are spiking in the state. So pro-life, my fucking ass. State, the GOP is literally like not like they said, like not all racists and rapists are Republicans, but if you are a rapist and racist, you're probably a Republican. Like it's not all of us. It's not every one of
Just
them.
wait until their rural hospitals start getting shut down.
Dude, it's
Hmm.
so bad already. Already. Well, they refuse to let Planned Parenthood in anywhere. Anyway, they have to be protesting people trying to save their lives. So, yeah. Jake, did I go too far? Was that too much?
No, I guess not. Because like you said, Planned Parenthood, there's been literal research studies where places where Planned Parenthood is, there is less in crime because there's less kids who felt abandoned and or less loved because they were born into a family that didn't want them in the first place. So
Yeah,
it's crazy how actual research tells us things, but we like to ignore.
we do love to
You
ignore it.
know me good, so I can't. I don't know. Like I don't know.
Yeah, well, books are for stupid people.
Right. I guess factual evidence is so hard to get behind these days.
You know where plenty of us go though, where you can get sort of a different kind of experience is rehab. Brad, like you remember we met quite a few people in rehab from quite a few different hard situations, and those people were not entirely at fault.
Right. They're
So
not entirely at fault. They had a wild experience growing up.
yeah,
I've heard crazy stories. I thought I had childhood trauma. Ha!
yeah, right,
You win, brother. I don't even want to fight you no more. You
right,
win. Come get a hug.
right. Bring it in, man.
Yeah. I'm so sorry that happened to you, dude.
For real, for real. There's some real traumatic shit that happens out there. Some cycles of violence. And people commit petty crimes. Do not deserve less than the people who commit major financial corruption. Of course, I'm not talking about our glorious, not fat at all president who wins many golf tournaments and certainly is not corrupt in any way. Uh, yeah, so that's church. All right, let's take a break. This episode is not sponsored by the Disney Channel. That's right. Speaking of years of covering up childhood sex abuse, here's a company that we didn't need in the first place. Was is way too fucking big to begin with, and now even their smaller companies are buying up smaller companies and creating even more monopolies at the local news level, which is so dystopian it's crazy. Your local news is the same local news that they get in a state fucking 500 miles away. It's two companies, Sinclair and Nexstar. And Nexstar is buying the third company and they will own over 80% of the fucking affiliates in the country. 80% of the people will be getting the same local news. That is bullshit. And who's allowing this to happen? Mickey fucking Mouse. ESPN also monopolized the NFL. Fucking bullshit. The NFL is given special tax breaks because it is considered a public good because of all the money that it makes, and it's allowed to be a monopoly for a reason. The federal government has some sway over the NFL. It should never have been allowed to be owned entirely by ESPN. In fact, if anything, the continued push to bring it to DirecTV and away from free is nonsense. We, the taxpayers, have already paid for the NFL. It belongs on network television that you can get with rabbit ears, no matter where you are. It belongs to everyone. We'll be back. We are back. What's Left podcast. John, Jake, and Brad, Punk Rock Garage Band podcast, adding our voice to resistance as loudly as we can here on state-sponsored media on the Serialization Nation Media Network, where President Trump has never been and always will be not fat and a great golfer. All
He's
right.
read many books.
Many books. In fact, numbers you've never heard of.
Libraries, you did great there.
All right. How about let's start with this one. I think it's Brad. Oop, I got the sound off still. Give me a sec. We don't have producers here. We just got me, the mouse, and Zoom Premium. All right. So for our listeners, it says the caption is me lecturing bro after I caught him stealing my lighter.
How can you just do what you did to me and then just go live your life like ain't nothing happened?
that is true. Speaking of
It's
rehab,
one of your favorites too.
yeah.
You get an emotional connection to it later.
Oh, for sure. Especially if you're like an actual smoker.
Right.
If you have decided it's time for a cigarette and you have a lighter and you know you have a lighter, but that lighter is not there, that is an existential crisis. Brad is prepared for the apocalypse, though, with 3 full-on Bics.
And when all else fails, pa-chow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, grill boy.
Yeah.
All right. Caption for the listener says American politics right now.
President Trump, why did you just poop on the White House front lawn? I took a great stinky dump because I'm the greatest poo-poo this country's ever seen. I poo-poo, did you see me pee-pee? I pee-peed as well, but you're not going to report that. I'm going to pee-pee and I'm going to poo-poo. And everyone here is going to pee-pee and we're going to poo-poo. I'm the greatest president to do it. They call me poo-poo president. Greatest people in the country poo-poo. Kamala and Sleepy Joe want you to believe that no one poo-poos. But I poo-poo and I pee-pee. And I know you do too. We're going to pee-pee and we're going to poo-poo. And then we're going to eat it up. All my supporters invited to eat up my poo-poo. The radical leftists only know how to diarrhea. They only diarrhea. They diarrhea and change gender. I gotta go.
I gotta go.
She's brilliant. That was great.
They would. And they would.
They would. They would. And honestly, that is everything that he's ever said. It's just the same goddamn thing for 10 years. Over and over and over again. All right. What's we got?
Hey, I'm
Sorry.
a hamburger.
No, it's called a charcuterie board.
I'm a charcuterie board.
The kid.
Nah, you a hamburger kid.
Charcuterie boy.
You be that hamburger. All right. Let's see. Oh, that's good, but that's not funny. All right.
There's a cat.
Hello, my love. You have no doubt heard of the shooting, and I must admit, 'twas I. I had hoped to keep the secret to the grave, but alas, I have not lasted the better part of an hour. Why have I committed this act? 'Twas the hate of the man. Reason had no purchase in the poor soil of his soul. You have not asked, but in case you were wondering where I hid the rifle, my love, 'twas over yonder by that lingering squad car. My old man shall surely be missing it presently. Do you remember how I was engraving bullets the other day in front of you? Well, it was just to do a big meme. Look no further into that. Also, I shall now misquote my own meme. Ooh woo, oh whoa. Probably makes no difference. I apologize to involve you and for this text to be so short, but I am on the lam. In conclusion, I beg you keep this from the prying eyes of the fuzz.
That about sums it up. And there it is.
Yeah, it was one of the best ones I heard. I was like, you know what? I wasn't gonna do it because I didn't want to talk about it anymore. I was like, you know what? She really nailed it. And also, I was out of time. So, I had to figure out something. You guys always have better ones than me. All right. Did I get them all?
My
No,
Zenny one.
No. This is actually pretty funny.
I always do left or no. Right now in 2025 at 10:06 on September 18th, the extreme right are the biggest group of pussies that has ever existed in America. A bunch of because people with green hair at Starbucks and because once in a while a fucking guy swam against girls, you fucking pussies have broken in half, led by the duo of Donald Trump and Consequence Culture Portnoy, who is just waving his arms at the right to like him again after the thing last week where he said it was Trump's fault, privately and publicly, that Charlie Kirk died. Now he's like, I got to get them back. I got to get them back. I got to get them back. Typical, I will say, fits the tribe profile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said what about golf too?
I sent one about Zenitsu.
I do remember the Zenitsu one. You might be pausing for a minute while I grab those because I'm not seeing them.
Crazy because I made this joke after the movie and then someone capitalized on it on TikTok.
It's great. They're really committed to the makeup too. Good for them. That is.
It's such a good upper rank demon too. That demon was the reason. Oh no, I won't get into it. Never mind.
It was good.
Never mind.
I enjoyed it. I had a fun time. Brad, what was your other one?
Golf with the Will Ferrell and Eastbound Down.
Willie. Pharrell Williams.
It's cool.
All right. Well, tell me what's good, Brad.
Tomorrow is youth night for the high school football team. But Eli will probably play a lot of varsity time tomorrow. So we're doing that. And then, oh, excuse me. My wife's 4-year wedding anniversary is next week. So Saturday, I'm taking her out to dinner at Brown Derby, and then we're going axe throwing. I can't wait. Last year went to a rage room, which is a lot of fun.
Those are fun.
But my wife's probably going to love throwing axes and shit because she hates the current political climate and wants to rage out all the time. So this will be good for her.
Oh, yeah.
So,
it does
but
sound good.
So I get an actual date night with my wife, which we haven't had a lot of because we have 2 kids in sports. So, life. But yeah, so spend some time with the wife. Everything's going good.
Sounds great. Jake, how about you?
I'm excited for my days off because I can do whatever the heck I want to. That's pretty much it at this point right now in my life, which is exciting for me, but it does not sound very exciting. But God, am I excited.
Oh,
Sometimes the absence of plans are the best plans.
Right? I have nothing committed to, and I am so excited for it.
so that's great because mine is that I sprained my ankle at the beginning of the week. I've been working on my feet for 10 hours a day, every day since then. And Saturday, I'm going to ice it and I'm going to watch football. And if you've ever walked around on a sprained ankle for a week, and many of us have, you know the kind of relief that I'm looking for on Saturday. And I cannot wait to elevate that bitch, put some ice on it, and watch football. So here's the Saturday. We're almost there.
Dude, I love college football so much.
It is so good. I'm going to have to start pirating ESPN though. I don't pay any extra for it, so and I didn't have a Disney Plus account to cancel, so
I have a 9-year-old daughter. So
lots of people are like, what am I gonna do about Bluey though?
right.
Louis such a good show.
Yeah, it's very popular.
It makes me cry.
Yeah. All right. That is the end of the Donald Trump Supreme #1 comedy hour. Thank you for listening to the What's Left podcast. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump and his fat cankles. We don't give a shit about any of that. You want to fucking respect, maybe don't be a fucking pedophile and cover up for pedophiles and a billionaire and a corrupt asshole. Maybe if you want some fucking respect, maybe give people some fucking respect. Don't cause genocide. Don't, suck Putin's toes in public. I don't know. Just some suggestions for the road. Anyways, like and subscribe for posterity since we won't be here any longer. You can also check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, also for posterity. Uh, and until next time, maybe, you know, maybe from prison. I'm John.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brad.
And that's what's left.
What if Jesus was a facade? Then that would mean the government's God.